Boundaries. How narcissistic people test your boundaries and how to stick to your boundaries against a narcissistic person. When it comes to boundaries, these are, in a sense, of a limit of things we will do for other people, behaviour we will accept from other people, our personal space, how much we will accept someone into our lives. They can be to protect our beliefs and our values, and they are much needed so that we don't end up becoming resentful or we don't end up becoming anxious because we've taken too much on. So we do need boundaries, and the majority of people, boundaries work because most people can recognise how they can feel within themselves and be respectful of another person and another person's boundaries. Narcissistic people are incredibly self-entitled people who believe they deserve that excessive attention and believe people should just do for them, and they're willing to exploit people in order to get their needs met. So creating boundaries around a narcissistic person is a very challenging thing because they see your boundary as a challenge. They see your boundary as game on, and they play so many manipulative mind games to break down your boundaries, and then they feel smug when they've got one over on you, when they've got something they wanted from you. They are the kind of people who, if you're willing to do everything for them, they will let you do everything for them, and then they will resent you for doing everything for them. Now, we can all be disagreeable. We can all be agreeable. And you can have people to different extents of agreeableness and disagreeableness. You'll often find within a narcissistic relationship, a narcissistic person is going to be an incredibly disagreeable person. And they're not looking for your understanding in this. They're looking for your agreeableness. They're looking for you to put down your values, your beliefs, your points of view, your opinions, and they are looking for you to agree with them. They're looking for you to serve them. And when you don't serve them, all hell breaks loose, and they look for ways to manipulate you to gain what they want from you. It's very difficult to create boundaries against those who make it near impossible for you to say no to them. Now, when you say no to them to begin with, they might start just being really, really nice to you. They might start offering you the flattery, rubbing you up to get what they want from you. And when that doesn't work, they might just start asking you in different ways or different times of the day, which we can do this when we need a conversation with a narcissist about something important they're unwilling to communicate about. We can pick our timings to try and speak to them. We can try to go in with a compliment, knowing that they're seeking that admiration, trying to speak to them. The difference is we're looking for communication about something. We're not looking for them to agree with something that they've already disagreed to. We've accepted their way. Most healthy relationships, you're looking for that compromise. With a narcissist, there is not going to be any compromise unless it's how the narcissist wants things to go. When you say no to them, they might suddenly act all offended. Oh, I knew that would be more important to you than I am. Wow, after everything I've done to you, they're going to become offended by your boundary so that you feel bad, so that you question yourself, so that you change your mind and they get what they want. Or they might become extremely offensive. They might turn around and say, well, that's just like you. After everything I've done for you, wow, didn't think you could be so awkward. Didn't think you were so selfish. Because they're looking to offend you, to shame you into changing your mind to serve them. Or they can, as they know within themselves, if something's their idea, they're going to stick to that idea. They like that idea and they're going to run with that idea. which if you can make the narcissist think something is their idea, you're a lot more likely to get their agreeableness, however that is. It is manipulative. With a narcissistic person, they're going to try and get you to think something was your idea so that you go along with it, so that you agree to them. And if you don't give them a direct no, if you say perhaps or maybe or I'll see or let me think about it, when they later come and ask you, they're going to claim that you already agreed. They might just come at you with the guilt trips and the pity plays of how much they need your help. So they're pulling on your compassionate side and you want to support them and help them. You don't want to leave them feeling bad. So they're going to guilt trip you into saying yes to them. Or they're going to come at you with those threats of you'll be nothing without me. Or, well, don't expect me to do this for you. They're going to try and threaten you into submission. They might just fall silent on you, completely blank you, refuse to communicate with you. So the only way to ease the tension is to go and tell them you're going to do the thing that you said you wouldn't do. They could go and smear your name about what a terrible person you are and how you've never done anything for them to, again, make you feel bad, and so they can gain enablers and fly monkeys to their side. Or they might come at you with those big promises, those future fakes. If you do this for me, then I'll do that for you. So it looks like a win-win, part of a compromise between a parent and a child, siblings, friends, partners. It looks like a compromise. However, once the narcissist has got what they wanted from you, they're going to fail to deliver what they said they would to you. And then they're going to accuse you of being the one who's imagining things, or it's your fault because you didn't do this. They're going to find a way to rationalise and justify why it's okay for them to lay you down. However, you mustn't ever let them down. Narcissistic people often don't take no for an answer. Instead, they double down to get what they want from you. With a lot of them, if they can't get what they want from you, they're going to go all out to destroy you, because to them that's a win, because you've then lost everything. So they feel better, they feel smug, they feel happy. They might not have got what they wanted from you, but they've also left you with nothing in the process. Which is why the best way to deal with a narcissist is no contact. Cut them out of your life like they don't exist, because most of them will get bored of getting no emotional reaction from you. They're seeking those emotional reactions. They're seeking that attention. So as difficult it is when they're throwing everything at you, by giving them no response, they're not getting anything from you. So when it comes to creating boundaries with a narcissist, number one, be prepared. If you haven't done it before, all hell's going to break loose as they double down and escalate things to get their own way. It's a storm that you have to ride out safely. It's not a, well, I don't like this, so I'm going to have to say yes, because then you're back to square one and you're never going to be able to separate from them. So you need to, and safely, be prepared. They are not going to accept your no. They're going to come at you with endless mind games. 2, be calm and non-emotional and matter of fact. It's very difficult, especially at the beginning, to keep calm. We can often end up with our hands sweating or shaking, trembling. It is nerve-wracking saying no to somebody that you can't say no to. Simple things like just rubbing your palm can help through this, or doing it through messages, doing it via a third party to avoid that face-to-face combat with a narcissist, because they are going to look to get you going, because they're not getting what they want from you, so they're looking to get that emotional reaction from you to exploit you. A lot of people find this difficult when they realise just how much a narcissist has duped them. However, giving them attention and respect of the qualities a narcissist seeks, they believe they're entitled and they require that excessive attention. So coming from an angle of, I'm really grateful that you've asked me to do this for you. It's really appreciated. However, I could perhaps do with a little bit more time in doing this. So I'd really appreciate your help if you could help me out. And then a narcissistic person is going to feel special. They might come at you again a few months later trying to get that thing they wanted from you. 4, be persistent. Just like when raising young children, you kind of have to pick your battles wisely. You kind of have to say no to a young child, and then you have to have a reason for why you've said no to that young child. And then you have to stick to that no, because the young child knows that if they just threw a tantrum that day, mummy or daddy turned around and said yes. So the next day I'll just throw a tantrum in public and mummy and daddy will just say yes. Now, there is children on different levels of the autistic spectrum. So we do have to parent our children based on the children we have got. When it comes to a narcissistic person, they are like that toddler that never learnt the art of compromise, never learnt the art of give and take. They are looking to throw many tantrums in order to get their own way. So you have to be consistent and persistent. You have to say no, mean your no, and stick to your no. Because as soon as you change your mind on one thing, a narcissist will use that to go after you to get you to change your mind on something else. Explain once and once only. Don't get into the arena where you are defending and explaining and you're justifying yourself to them, because they're just going to use these things against you to frustrate you. Say no. Explain once. If they don't want to listen to your explanation, that's on them, not you. And they're not actually looking to listen to your explanations. They're looking to get you going so they can wind you up, so they can make you feel ashamed. So you end up feeling that bad that whatever you said no to, you then say yes to feel better. Don't take part. You do not have to take part in every argument you are invited to, and a narcissist will invite you to a plenty of them and then accuse you of creating the arguments. Leave. If you can, leave the situation. Leave the topic. Leave the environment, because you're not going to win with somebody who, if they're not getting their own way, they're going to seek to emotionally, physically destroy you. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.